thank you all for being here, and I apologize that I'm not Chris Anderson. I'm the Enterprise Product Manager at 3D Robotics, so I'm working on bringing our products to the commercial world. And what Chris wanted to talk about today, what I'm going to share today, is our Drone Kit API. So what this allows anyone to do is to start building on this 3D robotics platform. So very quick mission statement. We've agreed as a company that generally everything we're doing is helping people see their world from above, whether that's consumers that want to get awesome aerial video, whether that's farmers that want to get pictures of their farm, whether it's real estate agents who want to be able to sell their homes better. Everything we're doing is getting aerial video from above. So the tool that we just released, the tool that we just released to do this is Solo, and I hope a lot of you have a chance to see our launch video. It's a lot of fun. It's got baboons and fire dancers and all this really cool stuff that the marketing department in Austin came up with. No one in Berkeley is nearly cool enough to actually do this, but the key differentiator with this vehicle is that it flies in open source 1 gigahertz Linux computer, and there's also one inside the vehicle, inside the controller. And then that controller is wirelessly linked to a smartphone device that is then connected to the internet. So our first mission with this was to take the brain damage out of getting awesome aerial video. So previously, to get great what's called a 5-axis shot, so a single axis shot is very easy to do with any vehicle on the market. You can just pull away or just drive forward, and that's becoming like a boring drone shot. But to get really, truly cinematic quality aerial video, you need to take what's called a 5-axis shot. So the vehicle's moving in 3 dimensions, and the gimbal is 2, and you can take these beautiful wraparounds. And we decided we leverage this onboard computing first to get great aerial cinematic video. So we did this. So we programmed on top of here, using this drone kit platform we developed, these smart shots. So frame your first shot, frame your second shot, just press go, and you get Michael Bay quality video. You get orbits around things. You get all kinds of things that you never could do before. But this is only the beginning. This is just the market that we've selected. We understand at 3D Robotics that people interested in aerial video is a huge market, and we should attack it. But there's tons of other things going on here and throughout the world. And anyone can now use this SDK we have that's called Drone Kit to develop on top of our platform. So just briefly what this means is, first, sometime 2013 vintage, you could buy a Phantom, you could buy an Iris, you can buy all these flying things, and it's cool. Then it's like, okay, let's expand on that, and let's get the video or the data or whatever it is down to the ground on a vehicle, down to a smartphone. Okay, good. That's cool too. But now what we're finally doing with this development process is closing this loop and allowing you to get data up to the cloud that can then feed back into the device and can get your data where you want it. For example, a surveyor might want to click one button, say, collect my data, send it to my project in Autodesk. An insurance agent might say, collect my data, send it up to the cloud, and I want Liberty Mutual to be able to pull that data out of the cloud. A realtor might say, collect my data and send it right to my posting on Zillow. And there's so many opportunities to now take one platform that has this computer that anyone can access and build in those kind of workflows that really allow people to add real value on top of drones now. So this program is actually administered by the Linux Foundation. It's called the Drone Code Foundation, and basically it allows anyone to put in kind of project requests. And any of you can go to the Drone Code Foundation, you can say, I have an interesting project. I would like to do it. I would like to sponsor a developer to get this done. There's people here who are interested in training. Maybe there's some training app they'd like to use that can run on this computer and help people learn to fly vehicles. 3DR was a founding member along with Unique that also makes awesome vehicles that run our APM autopilots. And we've had a lot of buy-in from the bigger computing community. So what's really cool about this as well is not only is there drone code, but there's DIY drones, which I'm sure you are all intimately familiar with, which is another shell where people are doing a lot of hardware and software modification to allow 3DR vehicles and other vehicles to do interesting new things. And then there's this huge university collaboration. ETH is one of them. Pixhawk actually came out of that university, but there's a large number of universities building onto this platform now. And so far, it's been incredible from this organic bottom-up approach. As all of you know, you've had lots of people at the community level building interesting things on top of the 3DR platform. But right now, since we've released DroneKit, it's now at the enterprise level. We have insurance companies coming in and saying, I want to build something on top of DroneKit. We have surveying companies that say, I want an app on top of DroneKit. We have mapping companies. We have all these big people who all of a sudden realize that they can write an app on top of a flying vehicle just as easy as it is to write an app on top of a phone, on top of a tablet, on top of any computing device. So the nice analogy I like to give is that 5 years ago, when you bought an iPhone, you had no idea that you can now press one button on your phone and have somebody bring you lunch within 5 minutes because they're driving around with lunch in their car. And now you can do it. And we have no idea what people are going to build on top of this platform, but now that we've enabled anyone to write software that runs on top of 3DR vehicles, on top of these open source computers, this is now possible. So briefly, how this works is this flight code is this open source thing that you guys all know and love, and this development community has been working on for a long time. And then there's many, many levels of interaction here where anyone can insert their software into this 3DR ecosystem. And how this works is you can either build on the air. So this is based in Python. This is the companion computer on top of Solo or in the transmitter. You can do it on the ground, which is basically something that runs on either an Android or an iOS device, or you can do it in the cloud. So you can pull the drone data directly to the cloud. And there's a ton of fun projects people are doing with this with right now. There's a ton of big people in the development community who are coming out with apps to control our vehicles. And since Patrick asked me to cut this a little short this time, I will stop the talk right now and take any questions you have. Yes. I'm Dan McKinnon. Yes.
Can you talk a little bit more about drone code and the migration relationship with developers?
Yes. Yeah, so that's a really good question. Drone code has mostly been tasked with making the flight code really good and building things at the flight code level. That was something that clearly should probably be moved out of 3DR into kind of this foundation level, similar to the way that Linux did it. So we're following that model, and Drone Code now has a director who's building that project, and yeah, I would reach out to him for kind of any specifics. Yeah.
Is it a proper app store where developers can sell the product?
Yeah, so that's a great question. That's totally in its infancy right now. So if you go on your Android device and you download Tower, which is the Droid Planner 3, this mission planning app that 3DR has, it's in something called 3DR Services, which is modeled after Google Play services. So inside that, there's 3 or 4 apps that we've built internally. So soon, if you're making an app for an Android device, they're all going to be in that 3DR Services window. On iOS, it works a little differently. I don't think we've fully decided how that's going to happen. But yeah, absolutely. The plan is for this app store where you can get any kind of functionality on your vehicle by just going to this one portal.
And developers can monetize their work.
Yes, that's the idea, yes.
What's your license fee for the drone code and drone kit?
None. So we're encouraging people to build on it. Everything's free. Pieces of it are open source. Yeah.
What about safety concerns? How do you address that?
Yeah, so that's an awesome question. Our general counsel should probably step up here to really give you the right answer. We put in a software kind of a software cap at 400 feet, which is as far as we've done for addressing those safety concerns. I think we, more than other people, like to rely on our users to fly in a safe environment. I'm sure that there's room for like the no-fly zone app or something like that in DroneKit. Yeah.
Your platform seems to be the preferred platform by a lot of people who are doing things like sense and avoid.
Yep.
Kinds of sensor applications. Can you give us kind of your
Yeah, so I would love to give a shout out actually to Panoptes. The CEO is sitting back there in the audience. They're doing some awesome stuff, doing just sonar-based sense and avoid. Internally, we're doing some machine vision-based sense and avoid. This is kind of a year-out project for us. Panoptes has a great product right now. That uses sonar. Priority for everyone here, right? To have truly autonomous flight, you need to have sense and avoid capabilities. And underneath Solo, I didn't get a chance to talk about it much here, is an accessory base. So there's an open port that anyone can build hardware on top of. And we would love somebody to come out and say, this is the killer sense and avoid app, whether it needs sonar, whether it needs radar, whether it just needs cameras pointing each way. So key challenge that we're addressing. All right. Thanks, Patrick.